Libra Risings in 2021. You guys have a bit more of an exciting creative year with creative breakthroughs on the horizon and committing to them so that you can grow in the long term. If you're excited to see what the astrology, tarot, and oracle deck cards have to say about you for 2021, make sure that you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so that you are always up to date with what the stars have in store for you. This video is brought to you by my very own Astrology Academy course. This course is a comprehensive deep dive into the foundations of Western astrology. This includes history, philosophy, technical concepts, counseling considerations, and a step-by-step guide to reading a chart. If this new year feels like a year to dive into the study of the structure of reality through the stars and the planets and everything astrology, now's a good time to get on that, and you can catch both that and my Manifestation Mysteries of the Moon course and my free webinars to start your learning journey all down below. Hi, I'm Maren. I am a professional astrologer, author, and philosophy student. I combine traditional Hellenistic astrological techniques with modern psychological counseling dynamics in order to provide grounded spiritual guidance with my astrology. One of the first major planetary alignments that we have the entire year is the Jupiter-Saturn conjunction in your Aquarius 5th house. So this is toning the entire year, and I do have a full video on the Great Conjunction down below that you probably want to watch. But this is a big new beginning that takes dedication and responsibility to grow in the long term in your 5th house of creativity and romance. So fun is requiring commitment, and that's the major theme for you. And in the beginning of the year, we do have Mars in Taurus in your 8th house, squaring the Jupiter-Saturn conjunction in your Aquarius 5th house. So it looks like you might be kind of at odds with the investment plan around either monetary or time or energy-based requirements for the stream. Like, you might be realizing that it's going to take investors or capital and like wanting to go all in and having to negotiate that out. So that is something to be aware of in the beginning of the year. But the Jupiter-Saturn conjunction in your 5th house of romance and creativity or children, that's also something that could be happening if that's, in the cards for you, is going to be square Uranus in Taurus. So again, this entire year-long theme of wanting to rebel or break out or take risks with your investments and seeing how that might affect your long-term creative prospects will be a focus for you, especially February 17th, June 14th, and December 24th is the exact day of when Saturn will be exactly square to Uranus in Taurus. There are some major planetary retrogrades as well that we're going to talk about. So Mercury retrogrades, there are 3 as always, and the first is January 30th to February 19th in your Aquarius 5th house. So again, really focusing in on the 5th house of creativity, romance, and children as something that's being reevaluated off the get-go for your game plan moving forward. Secondly, May 29th to June 22nd is in your Gemini 9th house. So communication troubles around foreign travel, higher education, or philosophical belief systems will be at play May into June. September 27th to October 18th, there is a Mercury retrograde in your Libra 1st house. So as it pertains to you and your physical body, do watch out for that and just be aware. Venus will be retrograde at the very end of the year, so December 19th to January 29th, we do have a Venus retrograde in your Capricorn 4th house, reevaluating the values of home and family that have been totally upended by the Capricorn Mafia over the past few years. So even though we're jumping ahead to the end of the year, that Venus retrograde will be an important, so what's there to last now after being cleaned out in home and family matters over the past few years. Jupiter will be in Aquarius, like I mentioned. The planet of optimism and growth and expansion will be in your 5th house of creativity and romance for the year. However, May 13th to July 28th, it will actually go into Pisces. So Jupiter will move through Aquarius quickly. So in the beginning of the end, so basically May into July, there will be a preview of next year's Jupiter in Pisces. This will be in your 6th house of injuries, illness, and coworkers. Great time to get a handle on those things. It might not be that you are ill or that you are injured, but that you are preventing those things by looking into health routines, energy healing, herbs, just like a diet and fitness and things that support your health and well-being. It could also be that it's a really good time to step up into a managerial position or like hire people, hire assistants, hire employees. Really, really good time because Jupiter rules Pisces, so it being in your Pisces 6th house for May into June is a really good time to take advantage of this. Besides that, Jupiter will be in your Aquarius 5th house, so growth of romance and creativity for most of the year, aside from that May into July blip there. Saturn is also in your Aquarius 5th house, the planet of limitation, boundaries, structures. So at the same time as there's growth, there's also challenge and limitation in that 5th house. So what you're creating is requiring some dedication there. Uranus is still in your Taurus 8th house, the planet of rebellion, Promethean uprising, of liberation, is in your 8th house of shared finances and joint assets. So it does look like a more up and down time for your investment portfolio or the way that you invest your time and your energy. The 8th house is resources that we share with others, including their life. So if you're expecting like deaths in your life, if you aren't expecting deaths, then this is not really going to make sense. But if your parents are older, if you have family members or like inheritance coming your way, this can indicate that those things are taking place during this time and that you experience like several sudden deaths of people that it makes sense around. I don't mean this in a morbid way, like I don't talk about the 8th house and hype it up unnecessarily. It deals with our connection to other people, whether that is their life or their money. A lot of seriousness there. So eclipses, moving on to eclipses, which are the focus of the collective events that pinpoint certain areas of your life. So June 10th, we have a solar eclipse in your Gemini 9th house, a new beginning that comes off of the back of an authority structure falling in your 9th house of foreign travel and higher education. So expect a new beginning for the second half of the year in terms of like your long-term plans and growth. November 19th, we have a partial lunar eclipse in your Taurus 8th house. So it's partial because the north node is still in Gemini, but it's close enough to the moon in Taurus on the other side of the sign boundary to be an eclipse. So this is not a super potent, but is a chapter ending in terms of shared finances and joint assets definitely taking place in your Taurus 8th house for the end of the year. Also at the very end of the year, December 4th, we have a total solar eclipse in your Sag 3rd house of communication, short-term travel, routine, and siblings. So another new beginning that is very intense and comes off of the back as a previous structure falling in your 3rd house of communication, short-term travel, routine, your daily output, and siblings is taking place. So if you already have thoughts around the astrology coming up for you in 2021, let me know down below how this sounds for you. Now let's move into the tarot and oracle deck cards. So let's go ahead and pull a tarot card for Libra Risings here. So we have the World card, and the World card is an all-encompassing card that deals with getting dealt with reality and representing like a new reality that you're stepping into. It's about rules and it's around like the game that you're playing. So I think with this coming up, you're realizing the game that you're playing with creating in reality requires you to play the game and like how you invest your money, like getting involved in the world, where if you're like just now dealing with investments or like a mortgage or adult money things, it's describing how sometimes, for example, like you get into debt on purpose to make more money, and playing the game I think will be a big theme for you this year. Now that you're out of the line of fire of your home and family life, it's now kind of like, how do I play in the world around that? So let's pull a Law of Attraction card for Libra Risings. My manifesting thoughts are buffered by time. This is my favorite card in this deck. So funny that we pulled it. Your earth is a nice environment for fine-tuning your knowledge, for here your thoughts do not translate into instant equivalence. Your thoughts are governed by a buffer of time. If you were instantly manifesting, you would be spending more time trying to fix your mistakes than creating what you want. I like this card because it reminds us that there is a reason that it takes momentum for us to think enough into existence for it to exist. That if we were thinking and that happened, we would all be dying in plane crashes. We would all be like having our partners cheat on us. We would all be doing worst case scenarios in real life. So it is a blessing that there's a buffer of time to build up enough energy behind your intentions before it manifests. So if you're like, why isn't this coming yet? Being grateful for that process can be a big theme for you this year as you play in the game. If you enjoyed this and you would like to check out my courses and my offerings down below, everything is listed in the description for you to get started on as we enter 2021. So check out the Astrology Academy, the Manifestation Mysteries of the Moon, any other goodies I have going on there. Otherwise, make sure to like, subscribe, do all of the things, and let me know down below what you are claiming in 2021 for you. What are you seeking out based on these transits and what you feel like going after? Let me know. Otherwise, sending all the love, and I will see you in the next one.
There is one